It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts, and it comes your way next.
From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. Brock, a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage run after run and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
We're just seconds away from getting this one started. And here we go from Indy. Washington now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
Tua taken right to the air. This finds Smith. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle was a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Tua now from the gun. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Taken in by Smith. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They send Hill right. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Quiddy Pay there to take him down. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
Opening carry for Devon Achane, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. He puts some juice on a deep throat. He's got it deep downfield. And in for the Miami touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Returning it from the 4. Returns looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Bails out of the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
A couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level.
Colts going to kick this away now on 4th, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. Picked up at the 38. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be Dolphins football. First and 10 from the 41. They'll start the drive with Achan. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
From the 47. He's on the move, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. And the Colts sending 6 DBs out there. Dime package, 3rd down coming. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's caught for the first. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down, ball at the 36. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami! The Dolphins pull out in front further, 13-zip. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dolphins drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their second drive of the game. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. It's a completion of Michael Pittman Jr. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go again with Taylor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Richardson on 3rd. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The Colts ready for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Miami offense headed out there now. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
Hill comes in motion left. On first down, they're going to start out with Achane. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down carry for Achane. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Quiddy Pay there to take him down. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Putting a receiver in motion. Tagovailoa off the play fake. He lofts it deep left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Here's someone from a family of punters, Ryan Stonehouse, on to punt on 4th. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Colts will take over. First and 10 now from the 30. Taylor now up the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He's got Pierce. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now a run with Taylor. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Taylor again. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Hit applied by Bradley Chubb.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now Richardson to throw. complete beyond the marker. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Our score, 14-0. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas. Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Option give to Taylor. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This one's caught. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. To throw, Richardson. Flush down out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Colts chuck the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Washington now to return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. First and 10 now from the 30. They run the counter to Achane. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Diving, it looks close. They say he caught it. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Man in motion here. First down, here's Tua. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Tua off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
So for those of you keeping track, we get a solid completion for decent yardage on first, and then we go backwards on second. Kate, I guess we got a quality rubber match right here on third down.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Sideline, he's got it, and he gets the feet down too. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the Combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Putting the tight end in motion. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 14. He's got Smith. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up here with A-Chan. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Miami.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
They go play action with Tagovailoa. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Tua now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Out of the shotgun, a give to A-Chain. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with H. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Look, you know, I'm always trying to be positive, partner. You take away the ending, it was a great drive. Everything they were hoping for, but all that work and effort, it's gone.
And all that people are going to remember is that ending kick. That's all that unfortunately matters for this offense.
The Colts ready to take the field. They all trying to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Second down now, 7 to go. This one's taken in by Hill. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Achan has the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins take a 13-point lead. Devon Achan with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins double their lead to 14. Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Colts offense set to head out. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. Quick slant taken in by Pittman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. And holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Cut out left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll be first down, Colts. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. The Colts pushing for a late spark before halftime. Here's first and 10 from the 34. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. A quick slant into the hands of Downs. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still first down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. From the red zone now. And he has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a one-score game before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Setting up to try the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Colts chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Washington now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Dolphins and running back Devon Achane getting back to work. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They're out and set, first and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He fires one deep down the middle. He's got it deep downfield. There it is, touchdown Miami. The Dolphins grow their lead just before halftime. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dolphins double their lead to 14. Sanders all set to send it away. He fields it from the 8. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Colts and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. First and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. It's caught one. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. On first down, it's Richardson. This is reeled in by Pittman. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Colts.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll throw again. Richardson. That's complete to Pittman. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away, too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. It's Kader Kohu up to make that play. So on 3rd down, they're going to go ahead and bring him out to try and get 3 here before the half. From 37 yards in the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll get him back to 11.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. And that's mission accomplished there.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they had that one contained right at the line. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. That brings us to the break. The visiting Dolphins holding it. Going on a bit of a speed run, it seems. We are flying past halftime and going right to the start of the 3rd quarter. Sanders all set to send it away. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out come the Colts as they've got it to begin the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. Escapes a defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, Taylor. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Third and short yardage here, Richardson. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 38 before going down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down throw here from Richardson. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. The throw is caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Still sticking with the passing game. Bails out of the pocket, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Colts cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass, but sometimes it simply doesn't work.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Washington now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Dolphins are back on offense. Tua Tagovailoa out there once again. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Achane. And he gets him around 6 there. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. He made it 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll stick with Achane. He's contained at the line for no gain. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Going on 3rd, Tagovailoa. Buys time, rolling right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Tagovailoa, quick throw, complete. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Achane, a 1st down carry. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Got to be caught by Washington. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jarvarius Ward brings him down. Third and just 2 to go. They send a man in motion. 3rd down run from Achane. And they bring him down around the 34. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Second down carry for Achane. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum. Pickup of 6, and now they've got 3rd and 7.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Finds his man, Waddle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Trying for it, it's Achane. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Achane again. He breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Like so many before him, he's brought down by DeForest Buckner. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Achane again on 2nd. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Oh, giving it to the wide receiver on 3rd and short. And they were all over that reverse. He's tracked down behind the line.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. Aubrey puts it through, and that'll make this an 8-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Sanders all set to send it away. Return coming from the 6. Jukes one defender. And he's well across the 45, almost all the way to midfield before going out. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Play action with Richardson. He's on the move. And he can't escape this one. They get to him for a nice exclamation point to end this 3rd quarter. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this third down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Pittman's got it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Option give to Taylor. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
2nd down, here's an option to the right. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
Richardson back to throw. And a man is there to knock that away. Thought he had a touchdown there. So it'll be 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
He takes off left on this 2nd down. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Blitz is there, and he goes down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Dolphins are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Here's Achane running right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1-yard on the play, though. That leaves him a 3rd down and 6 to go. They've got a man in motion. Throw on 3rd down. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd down's critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 65 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against a front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead with Taylor. Jukes out a 1-stop. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Short side option here. He's running left. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple of yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Taken in by Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Ifatu Melifonwu with the INT. And the Dolphins get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
So many offenses will script, Kate, their first 15 plays of a game, but it's often getting to the lesser-used stuff like that that's critical in the red zone. They get a decent gain out of it and continue to push for the goal line.
The tight end going in motion right. Tua now from the gun. This one's caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He's back to throw. Caught near the pylon. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Tunga Bailoa. And that's incomplete. We've got a flag down, and there was contact, but is this going to go against the offense? So they had the incompletion, but the defense decides they'd rather take the penalty and the yards and play that down again. Shotgun snap now to Tunga Bailoa. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this is a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. 7 yards that time, and now it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
A lot of pressure on this kick for Jason Sanders. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Sanders all set to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Colts back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. On target to Downs. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 32. A quick slant into the hands of Downs. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Colts, 8 points behind. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Hauled in by Downs. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Setting up to pass. Gets this one to Pierce. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Here he is to throw. Finds his man, Downs. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. He'll look to throw it. And it's caught. It's a touchdown in the final minutes, and a 2-point play could force overtime. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now you'd imagine comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and force overtime.
We'll see what the Colts do facing a huge 2-point conversion attempt. They'll throw again. Richardson on the move, headed right. And he's in for the 2-point conversion. And near the tail end of this game, we are all tied up. Woo, crisis averted, Brock. They got the 2 and the tie for now, at least. It looks like they have staved off the L and forced themselves overtime.
Yeah, those 2 critical words you just said right there, for now, like for right now. But there's a lot more time on that clock than this defense would care to see. They got to step up. Offense just stepped up, got the 2-point conversion. Now defense, you got to respond to send this game to overtime.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They run the counter to HN. And this one does not go far. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Handoff goes to Madison, running right. And the look outside yields no fruit. They make... From the jaws of defeat, they snatch this game away. And now we're off in overtime to decide it. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Miami set to take over once again on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Man in motion here. On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achan. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 31. And it's caught. This is Jalen Wright. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. That was a good adjustment on that stop in particular. When the back ended up being the target, they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Tua off the play fake. Complete beyond the marker. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. They send him left out of the slot. They'll run here on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. A-chain on the inside give. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. He gets a half dozen on the carry. That's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Throwing deep for the end zone. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! The Dolphins go up by 6. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Well, all reviews in overtime have to come from the officials, and we have one coming here. They want one more.
After After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
No change to the call on the field, so that play's going to remain a touchdown. Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. That's complete to Pittman. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10 from the 41. Richardson back to throw. This is reeled in by Pittman. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's 2nd and 2. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the tackle at the 38.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Taylor now up the middle. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st down, it's Richardson. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending 1st and goal from the 3. Working inside the red zone. And he takes it in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts cut it to a low point on the scoreboard. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts tie this game up. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Washington now to return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Tagovailoa. Caught by Washington, left side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Washington, the motion man here. They go play action with Tagovailoa. He's going deep this time. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurry throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They put a receiver in motion here left. Trying to pick it up here with Achane. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Their punter making his way out now. And in overtime, he needs to make this a good one. It's fielded at the 14. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
2nd and 4. It's caught, Warren. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 41. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun, hand off to Taylor. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
A gain of only a yard. It's fourth down.
So out now comes the punter. And in overtime, this has to be struck well. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. New series coming up following the punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Washington, the motion man here. First down, tongue by Lord to throw. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll get it up to the 27. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send Hill right. Out of the shotgun, a gift to A.J. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Looking to throw it. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he won't win the race to the outside. That one's bottled up at the line. Timeout taken by the offense. Their 2nd. As they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he's brought down after a short gain. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. They motion the tight end over. Now to throw. He's got Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final time out here. And they'll be unable to stop the clock again here in overtime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, here's Tua. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Running back, motioning right. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead. So it's a win for the visiting Dolphins. And they only needed a field goal to end it, as their guy connected on an absolute bomb through all the pressure to claim a heck of a win here in overtime. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say so